Good morning, Nachum. Good Erev Shabbos, everybody. Whoa! This Shabbos we have the privilege of reading Parshas Vaeschanan. Vaeschanan contains no less than 12 mitzvos. It has 8 positive mitzvos and 4 restrictions. Now, first of all, let's compare this week to last week. Last week was Shabbos Chazon, the Shabbos right before Tisha B'Av, and there were only 2 mitzvos, and both of those mitzvos were communal mitzvos, meaning talking to the Jewish community that they are to appoint knowledgeable judges and judges who are not afraid to paskin, to judge the corrupt way. They will not be afraid of the litigants. That's it. This week, just take a look at the Jewish people, the resiliency, the ability to go from Thursday, a Tisha B'Av, to Friday, an Erev Shabbos, and an Erev Shabbos, Nachamu. Now, in this parsha of Vaeschanan, I would like to suggest that the Torah itself is our source of Nechama. Within these mitzvos, you have Achdus Hashem, Shema Yisrael Hashem Elokeinu Hashem Echad, God is one. You have Ahavas Hashem, the love of God. V'yohavta es Hashem Elokecha. How could I tell anybody to love anything? Is not love a very personal thing? You love this and you love that. The answer is, right before we say the Shema, what do we say in the morning? Baruch Atah Hashem, Ohev Amo Yisrael. Hashem loves us. Once Hashem loves us, it's easy for us to reciprocate. V'yohavta es Hashem Elokecha. We are to love Him as He, quote, loves us. We have the mitzvah of Shinantam Levonecha, which is that we are to teach Torah to our children. We have the mitzvah of Kriya Shema, Rai Hashem Elokeinu, Shema Yisrael, Shachris, and Arvis. We have the tefillin of Tefillin Shel Yad and the tefillin Shel Rosh. You have the mezuzah, the mitzvah of mezuzah, going into our homes, coming out of our homes, and the mitzvah prohibition of lo seschatein bam, the prohibition against intermarriage. Compare these mitzvos to last week's 2 mitzvos, referring only to the judges. Why am I stressing that? Because the Haftorah that we're going to read this Shabbos, and that which gives this Shabbos its name, Shabbos Nachamu, is in this meaning, Nachamu, Nachamu, Ami, that the children of Israel, my people, should be comforted. But that's not the exact translation of Rashi. That's not the exact translation of the Malbim. Both of them learn, interestingly, in speaking as the Torah did last week to the judges, now the Navi is continuing and saying to the judges, Nachamu, Nachamu Ami. It's your responsibility. It's your obligation. The leaders have to be the one to literally lead the way in consoling the people, in reminding the people. Now, just Wednesday night, we read the 5 chapters of Eicha. In the first chapter of Eicha, verse 15, the Navi Yirmiyahu says, Kora Olai Moed. Among the explanations of that is Literally, Hashem designated this as a meeting, Moadim l'simcha, as a holiday. Oh my goodness, who would have the chutzpah to call Tisha B'Av a holiday? But let's talk for a minute about Pesach. Oh my goodness, I forgot what night was the first Seder. And the answer is, what is the night of Tisha B'Av? This year it was Wednesday night. Guess what? The first Seder was on a Wednesday night. Now let's go further. Think about it. There is a mitzvah to remember the Exodus from Egypt every day. How do we do this? We say at the end of the third paragraph of the Shema, Ani Hashem Elokeichem, a reminder, I am your God who took you out of Egypt, period. We say this every day. Now what gives us the inertia, energy to say this every day? Well, the Yom Tov of Pesach. What does that mean? We start preparing for Pesach at least a month in advance. We stop eating matzah a month in advance. And we search, and we clean, and we prepare, and we spend hours at a Pesach Seder. All this preparation helps us that when we say it every night, every morning, Ani Hashem Elokeichem, we can relate to the Yom Tov of Pesach. And because we had so much of this lesson provided for us on Pesach, I can say one verse every day, every morning, every night, to fulfill the mitzvah of remembering Yetzias Mitzrayim. Similarly, watch, the same night, there's another holiday, a holiday of Tisha B'Av. What kind of a holiday? A holiday not of kiruv, of closeness to Hashem, but of richok, a holiday of distance, meaning that we have started with what is known as the 3 weeks, and Ashkenazim have not been getting married for 3 weeks, and we come to the 9 days, when in the 9 days we have not eaten meat, we have not drunk wine. The idea is no weddings, no celebrations, as we build up to Tisha B'Av. All this, my friends, is concretized every day as we complete the Shmona Esrei. Every Shmona Esrei ends with the words, Sheyibona Beis HaMikdash B'mheira B'yameinu. What Beis HaMikdash? Who Beis HaMikdash? If I gave everybody a piece of paper and a crayon and said, please draw me a picture of the Beis HaMikdash, most of us can't. Most of us are not old enough to say, I remember what a Beis HaMikdash looks like. But we need to undergo a holiday of Tisha B'Av. And let me explain this holiday a little more clearly. I'd like you to take out the book of Mishlei, book of Proverbs. I'd like you to turn to the 3rd verse in the 12th verse. Thank you. The 12th verse in the 3rd chapter of Mishlei. And what does the wise King Solomon say? Ki es asher yehav Hashem yochiach. Whoa. Hashem admonishes, chastises. Hashem, gets us into shape. Who? The one he loves. In other words, we just experienced tough love, but it's still love. Listen to the second half. Like a father who mollifies his child. A father puts the child on the right path. Sometimes the father has to give a patch to the child. And this patch is one that we know is given with love. And that's how we are to look upon, as difficult as it is for us, the holiday of Tisha B'Av. And therefore, what we are celebrating this Shabbos is not only the resiliency, the ability of the Jew to get up from sitting on the floor, get up from not saying good morning, get up from not studying most parts of Torah, to literally, Nachamu, Nachamu Ami, the judges, the leaders, the rabbis are being admonished. Teach the people to have faith that hopefully this was the last time that we fasted on Tisha B'Av. We're going to celebrate Tisha B'Av as the Navi Zechariah promises us that it's going to be a happy day in the future. I just want to conclude by saying the following. We're all familiar with the 3 weeks, okay? Now, I'd like you to be familiar with the 3 Haftorah before Tisha B'Av, called Shlosha de Puranisa, which means 3 Haftoros of tragedy. And we read painfully that the Beis HaMikdash would be destroyed. Starting this Shabbos, we have Sheva Dinechemta. We have 7, not 3, of negative, 7 of positive. Whoa! Ki nicham Hashem Tzion. Wow. Nicham vayosem. Come on. Midbara ke'eden. And we've, thank God, begun to see this in our days, that Eretz Yisrael, that for all the years was a midbar, it's in the process of becoming an Eden, literally a paradise. Whoa. So there is, once again, 3 and 7 is 10 Haftorahs, and there are 2 more. 2 more of Tshuva. Again, you see that there is a direction here. The direction is we experience and understand somewhat, to the best of our ability, what the tragedy is all about. It's to make us better people. As the Navi Shlomo HaMelech in the 3rd chapter of Proverbs, verse 12, tells us. 3 of tragedy, 7 of consolation, and 2 ultimately bringing us to Shuva Yisrael, getting really close to Hashem. Our calendar is indeed remarkable. We are a remarkable people, and I wish everyone a Shabbat Shalom, to appreciate how privileged we are to relive Jewish history. Shabbat Shalom to all.